Perhaps you've seen my script, Images and Text from CSV. For every row of CSV, the script imports an image and text, then saves a unique image. But it only does one image and one text layer. Users have asked for multiple images and text. So I made a new script, Variable Images from CSV. I'll show the script in Windows. It works the same on Mac OS. Data merge in Photoshop isn't a new idea. The Photoshop features, image variables, and datasets can do it. But it's convoluted, in my opinion, and it only saves PSD. My script puts everything in a single window and offers multiple formats to choose from. Before using this script, some preparation is needed. First is a template image with specific layer names. I have an example open in Photoshop. This image has 2 pixel layers, Image 1 and Image 2, a shape layer, 3 text layers, Text 1, Text 2, and Text 3, and 1 final pixel layer, Logo. The layer names can be anything you like, but it's important to know their names because each has to match a column in the CSV. More about that in a moment. There can be other layers or groups to include with all images output. For example, this template has a shape layer, Rectangle 1, a white border around Image 2. Also, pixel layers can be masked. Layers Image 2 and Logo, for instance. In that case, the imported image is fit into the mask. There's no limit of how many layers the script can update. The only limit is how much Photoshop can handle. When setting up the template, it's best to use a text area to define placeholder text. The difference is whether you click or drag when using the text tool. Click, and the text is a single line. Instead, drag out a rectangle, and a text area is defined. A text area is better because it adapts to single or multiple lines as needed. Also, keep in mind when text is updated, styling is based on the first character of the placeholder. If placeholders have different sizes or colors, the new text is all the first style found. So put anything a different size or font on its own text layer. Next, we need a spreadsheet that tells the script what goes where. The column heads have to match layer names in the template image. Any that aren't found are ignored. In this example, rows of the column Image 1 are file names that go into the layer Image 1. Rows of the column Text 1 replace the text contents of the layer named Text 1. And so on with all layer names and columns present in both the template and data. Columns for images may be the full path to the file or the file name only, or even a URL to download the image. More about that later in the video. There is one special column head that is optional and not related to any layer name. Add a column with the head File Name for the output file name. Then list the desired name in each row. Don't include an extension. The format selected in the interface adds the correct extension. If the column File Name isn't found, the first image name or text value found is used to name the output file. Once the spreadsheet is ready, save it as comma-separated values, CSV. From Excel, choose Save As. In the drop-down list Save As Type, select CSV UTF-8, delimited. I recommend UTF-8 so Unicode characters are preserved. Otherwise, diacritics turn into meaningless characters. Once the template and CSV are ready, go to Photoshop. The template image has to be open. To run the script, open the Actions panel. I already have an action to run the script. For help adding scripts to Photoshop, see the link in the description for another video that shows the steps. In the Actions panel, select the script Variable Images from CSV. Click the Actions panel Play button. The interface is divided into 3 sections: Data File, Images, and Output. First, choose the delimiter your CSV uses. The default is comma, normal in the United States. Some European countries use semicolon instead. Choose whichever is used in your region of the world. Click the button File to select the CSV file. The path to the file appears beside the button. Next is Images. The choice to use a folder depends on whether images in the CSV are full paths or URLs or file names only. If full paths or URLs, there's no need to choose a folder. But if file names only, the script needs a folder to search for the images. Click the button Folder and select the location. The path to the folder appears beside the button. Also, it's possible to mix full paths or URLs with file names only. More about that in a bit. Next is Output. Click the button Folder to choose where images are saved. Select the file format. Choices are BMP, JPEG, PNG, PSD, or TIFF. Flatten merges all layers to a single background layer. If disabled, layers remain intact, except for BMP and JPEG, which don't support layers. These are always flattened. And PNG only supports a single layer at most. JPEG has the option Quality. This works just like the Photoshop Save dialog. Higher numbers are better quality. For PNG, PSD, and TIFF, there is the option Single Merged Layer. This discards hidden layers and merges the rest to a single layer. PNG doesn't support multiple layers, so this always happens if not flattened. You may choose to flatten or merge layers, or neither, but not both. Convert to Profile changes the color space to the profile in the drop-down list. Disable to leave the color as is. Converting color requires the image is flattened or merged to a single layer. This is because adjustment layers can't change color and keep the same result. So those need to be applied before converting color. BMP and PNG are always converted to sRGB Web Standard, so the option to select otherwise is disabled. Once all options are set, click OK and the script gets to work. For each row of CSV, layer names that match column heads are updated. Images imported are scaled to fit the template. Or, if the layer is masked, the image is fit into the mask. Either way, images are centered and remain proportional. For text layers, the contents are replaced and any layer effects remain. After layers are updated, the result is saved, and the next row begins. When done, view the results in Bridge. There it is. If there's a column file name, it's used to name the file. Otherwise, the first image name or text value found is used. Either way, the output format sets the file extension. Now I'll show mixing full paths or URLs with file names only. Here is CSV with one of the files a full path, or it could be a URL. In that case, the script calls the system command curl and downloads the image to the output folder. The image is imported into the layer, then deleted. For this to work, the curl command must be available. It is on Mac OS, but Windows only 10 or greater. Otherwise, you'll have to install curl yourself. Back in Photoshop, I'll run the script again. This time, choose the CSV with one full path. But still use the option for file names only and the same folder. Click OK and the script gets to work. Images that are file name only work as expected, but when the script gets to the full path, adding the folder makes it not exist. However, the script doesn't give up immediately. It checks if the file exists without adding the folder. If it does, the script uses that instead. And when done, the user is notified. The script writes a log to the output folder and offers to open it. Click Yes, and we'll have a look. The log has the file name and a description of the concern or error. This is just one example of when a log is produced. Next, let's talk about text. Here is CSV with longer text. When text is long and you want multiple lines, you can put line breaks in the CSV. In Excel, when editing text, use Alt-Enter. This adds a forced line break and doesn't leave the cell. Now the text is 3 lines. In Photoshop, I have another template open. This one, the text placeholders are spaced out to give room for multi-line text. I'll click on each to show both our text areas. Also, the layer Text 3 is missing to show what happens. I'll run the script and use the multi-line CSV. When done, view the results in Bridge. When forced breaks are added, those breaks are used. Without breaks added, text areas decide where to break. And notice the missing layer, Text 3, didn't matter. Without a matching layer, that column is ignored. Next, I have a third template. This one, the text placeholders are single-line text, not text areas. I'll run the script again with the multi-line CSV. When done, view the results in Bridge. When forced line breaks are added, the single line becomes multiple lines. But without breaks, the long text remains a single line that runs off the canvas. So keep this in mind. For complete instructions, visit the web page. See the link in the description. There is also an advanced version of the script. It's mostly the same, but adds the ability to process multiple templates and data files. This is powerful. If a template is open, the advanced version can work exactly the same. Select the Template option Active Image. Choose a data file. And the result is the same. The advanced version adds options that don't require a template is open. First is Template List. This is a text file that is the full path to multiple template files. Each can be different, but they need similar layer names to match the data. The result is output to subfolders the template names: Template 1, Template 2, and Template 3. And it gets even better. Use the option Templates plus Data Files List. This is another CSV file with 2 columns. First is the full path to the template. Second is the full path to the data file. This CSV has no header row. Don't add one or it won't work. In Photoshop, choose the Template plus Data list. The choice of data file is disabled because the data for each template is in the list. Click OK and the script gets to work. When done, go to Bridge. The result is different templates paired with data specific to each. Users of the advanced version create thousands of print-on-demand images in a fraction of the time it would take otherwise. Learn more at the link in the description. Like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe so you're notified of future videos. Also, leave a comment to share your thoughts about the script or ideas for others. All feedback is welcome. There are many other scripts and videos for them. Click the video or playlist on screen to keep going. Thank you for watching.